Mazuchan Adden in my little house on the edge of the Pueblo. I made a video maybe last night about being the only gringo out in this part of the Pueblo, and I am. And I said, well, life has prepared me for this, and I listed 2 instances in my life that have prepared me for this. But as I watched that video just now, I was thinking, oh, there have been a lot more. My life has systematically scripted me to be someone who's comfortable outside of my comfort zone, who lets go of having a comfort zone. Because I have again and again and again been the only one or one of very few. And let me list a bunch of ways. White flight from the west side of Chicago. I was 3 when my Irish family left our Irish ghetto on the west side of Chicago and moved to the suburbs, and moved to a part of the suburbs where in my neck of the woods, everybody was Slavic, everybody was Yugoslavian or something. I delivered a Slavic language newspaper to our neighborhood, and there were mostly the Catholic kids who went to the Catholic church and school. Were over in Brookfield. I was in the Hollywood section. Very few over in my section. When I went to Quigley North for my first year of high school, us green suburban kids were riding the train into the city, or getting rides and taking the subway among mostly black people. That was wildly new. And going to a school that was on Rush Street. It was right off of Rush Street. We had to walk past hookers and nightclubs and stuff to be seminarians studying to be Catholic priests. So that was wildly out of our comfort zone. Yeah. Then when I was in college, it was a Catholic college, and soon after getting there, I decided I was not Catholic anymore. I was not even Christian. I just defined myself as agnostic because I didn't know what the hell I believed in a Catholic university. Yeah. And then Mike and I, my best buddy and I, because it was the heyday of the hippie movement, but not at this Jesuit lower middle class college in Chicago in the Midwest. No, it had not arrived. Mike and I were the pioneers of hippiedom, doing marijuana and stuff. We were the resident hippies in a fraternity where no one else had gone there. It was just him and I. And in the student union, I would spend one day with the teaks, the hard partying frat guys, and the next day with the SDS. There was an SDS table, the student radicals. So did I straddle 2 completely different worlds there. Then for grad school, I moved out east, and I was the resident Midwesterner, and they made fun of me, either I knew the mafia or I knew how to milk a cow because I was from the Midwest. Yeah. And it goes on and on and on. When I left Asheville in 2020, I moved to Appalachia, and in Asheville, we feared and judged the Appalachian people, and they feared and judged us city folks. So I was in deep Appalachia, small town after small town, and discovering that we were completely wrong about those people. They were lovely people, and they discovered that they liked me because they take you as you are, and as soon as they realized I wasn't judging them, they didn't judge me, so I fell in love with them. Yeah. And moving to Asheville in 2004 was moving to the South. I never had lived in the South. I barely had worked in the South. So that was wild. And it just continued and continued. Everywhere I went, I would spend time in neighborhoods that other people told me were unsafe because it was black or it was poor or it was whatever. Yeah. everywhere. In my travels down the east coast of Mexico, a route that Americans did not take. They wouldn't drive from Texas down to Veracruz. If they were going to Veracruz, they would fly. And if they were going to Riviera Maya, where I am now, they'd fly or take a cruise ship. People just did not travel. So for 16 of my 20 months that I've been here, I was in places where there are no other Americans. So outside of my comfort zone, yeah, way outside of my comfort zone. So I'm comfortable being out of my comfort zone. I'm comfortable being with very different people. When I worked for the VA house, when I worked for AT&T, I was the first person in my family to go to college first, and then to work at a management level. And at AT&T, they never hired psychologists to do my kind of consulting. They feared psychologists. They disapproved of psychologists. They didn't want to be therapized. I had to learn to talk business. I had to get over my working class thing that said, we don't belong in the echelons of power. I was working with vice presidents. And within the HR department, I was a third level manager. You stayed within your level and you asked your boss, your fourth level boss, for permission of anything. We were working with sixth and seventh level managers and treating them as equal and helping them face what they were doing wrong. So the other people in HR would shake their heads and go, how can you do this even? You need to, it was a semi-military place where you chain of command, and we jumped completely out of it. Yeah. So, viva la difference, huh? I've been in situations where I was the first, where I was the different one again and again and again and again. And every one of them has taught me. And here in Mexico, the other expats like to huddle together in the Riviera Maya. And they tend not to learn Spanish. They tend not to have Mexican friends. They tend to say, don't walk Playa del Carmen at night, real dangerous. No, I spent tons of time around Playa del Carmen at night and made lots and lots of Mexican friends. And because I have worked damn hard at developing my Spanish, I get a great reception from people who might not otherwise. And here in Akumal, again and again, I've encountered local Mexicans who start suspicious of the gringo. Well, okay, what's this one gonna be like? And when they find out I don't take myself seriously and I'm silly and I'm really interested in them and value them, the guard comes down. Yeah. I cherish the differences. They expand me. When I say to other expats, are you learning from Mexican culture how to be a better person? Have you noticed how great the Mexican people are? Even this guy I was with today, Andreas, who's a three years living in the Pueblo, when I said the children of Mexico are way happier than the US children, he hadn't noticed. It wasn't on the screen for him at all. No. So I like being around people who are different a lot, like a lot. It's my karma. It's my mission. It's fun. Muy divertido. Muy divertido. Yeah. Okay.